I think it's safe to say nobody knows more about the royals than Andrew Morton.
His explosive 1992 biography of Diana, based on exclusive tape recordings from the princess herself, revealed how unprepared she felt for royal life. Here's some of what she said.
You sat me down, you said, "Will you marry me?" And then it all started to build up. The press were being unbearable, following my every move.
We got married on Wednesday, and on Monday we'd gone to St Paul's for our last rehearsal. And that's when all the camera lights were on full.
I realised I'd taken on an enormous role. But I had no idea what I was going into.
Well, now Andrew Morton has documented the life of Meghan Markle as she too marries into the royal family, and he joins us now live.
Andrew, good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
I guess it's safe to say now it's Meghan's turn, and you would like to think she's a little bit more prepared than poor Diana.
Absolutely, 36 years old. I mean, she's almost passing on the baton, isn't she? Diana died at 36.
Wow.
Meghan Markle's 36. There's a kind of a, I don't know, looking to the ether. Is the gods are looking down? I don't know. And of course, Diana was unprepared. And remember, there was a third wheel in the marriage
Didn't help.
even before the marriage. And I remember her telling me, you know, I walked down St Paul's Cathedral. I was looking out, and there I could see their Camilla pillbox, grey pillbox hat, and thinking, I hope all that's over and done with. Well, I think you can safely say with Harry and Meghan, they are very much in love, and they are star-crossed lovers.
That being said, even though she is used to life in the public eye, this is a very big public eye.
Yeah, I mean, she was the most Googled name of 2017. So, you know, be careful what you wish for. She said, I didn't really want to be famous. I wanted to play dress-up and meet interesting people. Well, she's going to get to play dress-up for the rest of her life, and she'll meet a lot of interesting people. But the scrutiny upon her, and also, as you mentioned earlier, on her family, I think has been unremitting, and her family certainly have collapsed under the strain.
You had so much insight into Diana. I'm wondering what you think her take would be on who Harry's chosen.
Well, I think that Diana would be thrilled to see Harry so happy. I mean, because he's been you know, like a third wheel, really. You know, it's always been Catherine, William, and him, and she'd be thrilled to see that. But also, I think she'd see Meghan and think, not just a breath of fresh air, because that's such a cliche, but someone who has got a perspective. She's got a voice. She's articulate. She's eloquent. She can, you know, she can make speeches. And Diana always wanted to be, as she said, a workhorse, not a clothes horse. And she can see in Meghan someone who's a very well-groomed workhorse.
Maybe she would have thought she was competition.
Well, by now she'd be in her 50s. I mean, 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, of course there'll be a little bit of jealousy, of course. But I mean, remember, within a few months, touch wood, you know, Meghan will be expecting her first child.
It is very different too, isn't it? But no one can imagine the pressures that come. Even though she's been well prepared, and even though she has Diana even as an example, and you documented so much of that.
And she read the book as well.
Yeah, right. So she's briefed on it.
Yeah.
But is that still a match for reality?
Well, no. Nobody can prepare you for what happens. I mean, it's a sonic boom of publicity. Do you remember that film Notting Hill?
Yeah.
And then Julia Roberts goes to the door, and she opens the door, and there's all those paparazzi outside. That's exactly what's happened to Meghan. I mean, she was a mid-range cable TV star, and, you know, shilling for publicity for herself a couple of years ago. Now she's got the whole world coming to her door.
Maybe the difference is that they're in love.
Yeah, they're in love.
Maybe Diana was in love with Charles, but I don't know.
Well, whatever love means, as
Charles so famously said. Yeah. In writing this book about Meghan, you obviously spoke to a lot of people who knew or know Meghan. What was the overwhelming feeling you got about her?
Well, you always look back into the childhood. It's usually the most boring bit, but for me, it was the most telling part of her life story. I lived for some of the year in Pasadena, just outside LA, and that's basically Meghan Markle Central. It's where everybody seems to know her, or she went to school with her. So people were just coming up to me with little stories. And the point was that she was an activist at a very young age, which surprised me. So, and also she stood up to bullies. She seemed to have a moral compass. And this is coming through all the time. This is going to be quite a Christian service. It's not. There's no hanging back here. There's a bishop from America coming. There's the Archbishop of Canterbury overseeing the whole thing. This is going to be a very big day for her.
For so many years, the royal family just looked inside with their own contacts for partners of the royal family, and now they've gone outside. In terms of the family that comes with Meghan, they are incredibly interesting to me. Even the dad, you know, with the paparazzi and all that. I mean, it's obviously something that the British family are going to have to deal with and have dealt with embarrassing things before, but it's all very normal.
Well, the royal family today is more of a commoner royal family, more proletarian than it's ever been. You think about it. Throughout the Queen's reign, every member of the royal family is married a commoner, apart from one person, Prince Charles, who married Lady Diana Spencer, and we all see what happened there.
Yeah.
So bringing all these commoners in, photographers, the daughter of the polo manager, advertising executive, now Meghan Markle, American actress, you know, reinvigorates the monarchy, but it also makes it more accessible.
Right.
You are on the record as suggesting this marriage won't last the distance. Why do you...
No, I'm on the record saying it will last the
think?
distance. Yeah, absolutely. I think it will last. And I don't think you marry for it to fail. And she's already had one marriage. She'll be very wary about just going a second time and watching it fail.
Was it a surprise? Do you think I've read somewhere that it was a surprise to his or her ex-husband that they broke up so quickly and that, you know, that she moved on so quickly? Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, the word from all her friends is, the phrase is bolt out of the blue, and he received a padded package with the wedding rings and a letter. Nobody knows the real reason, but she had a big fallout with her long-time friend as well. So there's a story there.
And what is that story? Is that your next book?
That's probably the next book. That's the paperback.
What's going to be her biggest hurdle, do you think, going forward, once all the excitement and magic of the wedding's over?
That. Keeping it quiet.
Really?
I think so. I mean, she's used to speaking out. She's used to holding the stage. She spoke at a foundation meeting a month ago, and you can tell that this is a girl who likes to speak. And the nearest equivalent I can give you is Queen Letizia of Spain.
Yeah.
Now, she was, like you, TV presenter, used to being outspoken, divorced, a bit of a Republican, and yet she becomes a princess. Now she's the Queen. She's got to keep quiet. And I think that's what Meghan will have to do. She'll have to watch and listen for a while and just get a feel of the palace, get a feel of the people, because she can't be, you know, putting her size sixes into things.
But what will happen is she will gain eventually the same confidence levels that Diana had and just go out and do... She's nervous at the start and she wants to be compliant and fit in with everyone, but she at some point is going to go, you know what, I'm going to start talking.
I don't think the word nervous is one that you think about Meghan. I mean, she's people are talking about she may even speak at the wedding, which is like a modern way of... lots of new brides do that now.
You would expect her to.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't expect her to. I mean, most of the royal brides we've always seen have been blushing, stuttering, and here she is, camera ready, not camera shy. And she's a very eloquent, modern woman. And I think that is both an advantage and also, to a degree, a disadvantage.
One last question. If she had been the woman of choice for William, do you think it would have got the approval of the Queen?
That's a good question.
Good question. Probably, yeah. I mean, because in the old days, you used to have to marry a German prince or princess.
Correct.
So now you can marry whomsoever you wish.
Yeah. Interesting times, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting times.
And making the royal family a lot more accessible and relevant.
Inclusive. I mean, there's all kinds of evidence from people saying, from ethnic minorities saying that we're more interested in the royal family than we were before. Time will tell, but they certainly a move in the right direction. You know, a few more coloured faces in Buckingham Palace will show that it's it represents modern Britain.
It's a colourful family, Meghan's family. I love the dad. I mean, he's just going to get up to all sorts of mischief.
I hope he can afford his plane ticket over.
He'll be able to. He'll be able to after all that cash from the Paps. Allegedly. Andrew, lovely to talk to you.
And congratulations on the book. It's a great read.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew, very much.
And his book, Meghan, A Hollywood Princess, is out now. Go
it is
grab
indeed.
it.
Meghan Markle's father has been caught on camera allegedly cooperating with paparazzi to stage photos of himself. The 73-year-old, who is due to walk his daughter down the aisle this weekend, was filmed setting the scene with a photographer at an internet cafe. The image they shot was quickly snapped up by media across the world, and it showed him looking at an image of the former actress and Prince Harry. It comes despite pleas from Kensington Palace for paparazzi to leave Miss Markle's family alone.